shortwave radio. Some people, the intelligentsia, are a little more informed than others, but the general population gets its news and forms its opinions from what it sees on official TV and reads in the official press, and that's a very controlled line.
We've shown you how local schools, governments, and some residents are preparing for a possible terrorist attack. Next, we will show you how local hospitals are gearing up to handle such an emergency.
I'm meteorologist Topper Shutt. We had a high of 39, a low of 29, and a wind gust of over 60 miles per hour in Martinsburg. Now, we're going to take you out with a couple of things. First, temperatures. Temperatures are beginning to fall now.
For years now, young people learn to protect themselves against natural disasters. The threat now is less predictable than the weather and more frightening. The district, like other local school systems, is practicing emergency evacuation plans. District Schools Chief Operating Officer Louis Airstay explains to the students like this.
Given the heightened state of crisis, you know, in the world today, and the need to always be ready for anything that could occur, any eventuality.
In some cases, schools may be the safest place. The district and Fairfax County use a program called Shelter in Place, where the school is locked down and secured.
The protocol is to pull all the kids in if they're outside, to lock the doors and windows, to seal the windows.
Many schools developed these emergency plans after September 11th and used them during the sniper shootings of October of last year. Communication equipment is now checked. Supplies like food, water, and flashlights are stocked.
We always have in the school the next day's breakfast and lunches that we are reviewing to determine whether in an emergency situation that is sufficient and whether there are other staples that we should have on site.
Every local school system also provides help to parents during these tense times to let them know what's being done at their child's school and how they can help. Kathleen Dell, back to you.
Gail, thank you very much. In the meantime, some of you may soon be receiving some more information about preparing for the worst. The 2003 Northern Virginia Guide to Emergency Preparedness will be handed out in this Sunday's Washington Post. Now, it has a wealth of information, including some tips on creating those supply kits that you saw at the top of the broadcast, making financial preparations, and dealing with the loss of power. The guide, by the way, will be mailed to Virginia residents who don't get the Sunday Post.
And, you know, emergency preparedness has always been a part of our lives when you talk about threats of tornadoes or threats of hurricanes, flooding. So this is just another protocol
it never hurts just to get rid of.
Right.
But I certainly don't think there's any need to scramble and to rush to do that. I think that's the wrong reaction, because I was one of those that grew up in the 50s, the duck and cover generation kids. And so
we remember those days.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you begin to think that maybe winter was not going to make a comeback? Because it is here.
I thought that there was actually a house getting ready to fall.
And that wind out there is really...
There's a tentative mission set in 18 hours. You need to be back and rested.
Yeah, I saw it on my panel.
This probably goes without saying, but just because you're not under direct surveillance doesn't mean you're free.
Of course not.